I've argued before that being in a crisis doesn't stop you being a prepper because you're still making decisions, adapting, and improving your position while it unfolds. But now I'm going to take it a step further. The moment the crisis ends is not the time when preparedness ends either. It's when you have to stop improvising, assess what happened, avoid carrying temporary fixes into normal life, and improve your preps based on the lessons learned. The first thing when you emerge from a crisis is to make sure it is really in fact over. The power has come back, the flood water receded, and transport has resumed. But is there electrical damage, spoiled or contaminated food, or structural damage that poses risk of further deterioration? Is your home secure? Are your alarms and detectors all working? Make any critical repairs and stop the situation getting worse. Next, account for the people. Who is home and who is away? Is anyone injured, exhausted, upset, or short of the basics, food, water, and medication? And yes, pets too. Once you have everyone accounted for, then think about the household essentials. Think of the categories you usually use to assess your preps and go through them all. Do you have proper water, power, heating, communications, food, sanitation, transport, and so on? Water from the tap might not be safe for a while. You might have to have professionals in to look at the electrics or gas. And they might be quite busy at the moment, so at least try and get in the queue. Then look at any temporary fixes that were in place during the crisis. Do you have extension leads everywhere, mattresses on floors, borrowed equipment, or lent out equipment? Was someone staying over and needs help to get where they're going? Temporary systems have a habit of becoming semi-permanent if no one makes a point of winding them up. Before you start tidying, document the incident. This is obviously useful for any insurance claims, but there's more to it than that. Capture what actually happened. Photos and receipts are ideal when dealing with the insurance, but can also help with landlords, utilities, employers, councils, warranty disputes, or simply reconstructing the event later. Next step is to do the cleanup where appropriate. Try to make the place look normal and functioning again. Don't leave the disaster as a scar on your life any longer than it needs to be. Then replenish what you used. This might be difficult if there's been a rush on resources or you're financially stretched. In that case, do what you can and make a plan for the rest. Just as we build up our pantry by buying a few extra tins when they're on offer, you might want to do the same when you're rebuilding it, but make it a deliberate process. Then do what we sometimes think of as the post-mortem or lessons learned. Not just what failed, but what nearly went wrong. What did you run out of? What came close? What was hard to find? What did no one know how to use? And what assumption turned out to be wrong? Who unexpectedly needed help? What was completely unnecessary? And what small issue nearly became a big one? I talk a lot about testing your kit. And over this summer, I've done quite a lot of small-scale cooking in the garden. And each time I've improved the process. Similarly, getting real-life feedback from an actual crisis is gold. Over time, start making those improvements. Move the torch or buy another cable. Give someone a key or replace that bit of kit. Don't produce a beautiful after-action report but change nothing. A crisis ending doesn't mean the job is finished. Recovery is part of preparedness too. Get people safe, restore the household, unwind the temporary fixes, replenish what you used, and learn from what actually happened. If you do that properly, you shouldn't just return to where you were before the crisis. You should come out of it a little bit more resilient than you went in. And if you've been through a real disruption, I'd be interested to hear what surprised you afterwards. What did you discover you needed to replace, repair, or change once the immediate problem was over? Thanks for your time and attention, and I look forward to our next video.